Did you know that you can install a beautiful backyard patio using interlocking paving stones? And you can do it all by yourself in just 9 simple steps. Stay tuned to The Home Designer, because over the next 30 minutes, we're going to show you how to add both charm and value to your home. Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Stanford, along with my co-host, Cheryl Mathis, where for the next 30 minutes, Cheryl and I are going to show you how you can add not only beauty, but also value to your home. And you can do it all by yourself in just 9 simple steps with Cambridge interlocking paving stones.
That's right, Scott. Just take a look at some of these beautiful patios, walkways, driveways, and pool decks done with the proven Cambridge paving stones interlocking system. The Home Designer is geared towards showing you folks at home, step by step, do-it-yourself projects. During the course of today's program, we'll show you how to install a beautiful, durable patio using Cambridge interlocking paving stones. And we'll also show you where your authorized Cambridge paving stone distributor is located, so you can purchase all of the materials you need to complete your project. Should you prefer to have your paving stones installed for you, your authorized Cambridge distributor can also provide qualified contractors to install your project.
Yeah, and Cheryl, unlike asphalt, durable Cambridge paving stones are maintenance-free with no messy sealers. And unlike concrete, they won't crack, which will save you both time and money. That's all thanks to the added lifetime protection of ArmorTech. Joining us today, just to make sure we're doing it all right, is Bob Bridges from the good folks at Cambridge Pavers. Bob happens to be an expert at paving stone installation.
Well, Bob, we have just seen beautiful backyard patios, even driveways and swimming pool decks done with the Cambridge interlocking paving stones. They always look just gorgeous.
That's right, Cheryl. They are beautiful. Cambridge paving stones are twice as strong as poured concrete sidewalks. They also come with a lifetime warranty.
Wait a minute, a lifetime warranty? How is it that they're so durable that you can offer a lifetime warranty?
There's one word: ArmorTech. The use of paving stones have been used in sidewalks, city streets, and driveways that began over 60 years ago in Europe.
Cambridge's exclusive ArmorTech formula adds a super dense top layer of cement, fine sand granules, and increased color saturation to each Cambridge paving stone.
This phenomenal 3/8-inch layer preserves the paver's color intensity and increased smooth surface forever.
Cambridge paving stones are manufactured in accordance with strict regulatory guidelines, meaning strength, absorption, freeze-thaw cycles, and even slip resistance requirements.
And Bob, you were telling us that Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech are more durable than poured concrete, asphalt, brick, and stamped or stenciled concrete. Cambridge paving stones can be used to satisfy any paving application.
All right then, it seems these Cambridge people really have this paving stone business down to a science. And we're going to get started right after this.
Patios and driveways of interlocking paving stones are better than asphalt or concrete, but you must insist on Cambridge paving stones with the ArmorTech surface. In a short time, pavers without ArmorTech look like this, as small stones within are revealed on the surface. With ArmorTech only from Cambridge, pavers look like new forever.
Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech, they'll always look like new.
Well, before we get to the first of our 9 easy steps, let's talk equipment and what you'll need to get this job done. As you can see, we've laid out all the necessary equipment you'll need to properly install your Cambridge paving stones, and it's really not all that much. First, you'll need a pair of gloves and safety glasses, dust masks, chalk line, stakes, a spade and some shovels, a masonry saw, a plate compactor, one 8 to 10 foot 2x4, and 2 8 feet 1.5 inch OD PVC pipes, a masonry string, a tape measure, line level, fan snips, spray paint, soapstone or chalk will do, a flat mason trowel, a mini sledgehammer, a push broom, gravel rake, a hose with sprayer, and a wheelbarrow. Well, now that we have all of our necessary equipment and materials for our new backyard patio, why don't we get the show on the road?
Scott, there's something we need to do first. Do you know what that is?
Well, yeah, Bob, I kind of know where you're going with this one. And as you can see, we've already contacted all the local utilities and the cable company to come out and mark off where the underground cables are located, and they'll be happy to do this, and it's free of charge. Step 1, preparation. The first thing you need to do is to sketch out a diagram of the area that needs to be paved. And Bob, I already took the liberty of sketching out a freeform patio project.
That's a great looking drawing. You know, Scott, with Cambridge's Designscape brochures, you have the ability to design serpentine walkways, round patios, rectangular patios, as well as circular patios. The creativity's endless.
I'll tell you what, why don't we go find Cheryl and get ready to set some stakes?
Scott's setting the spike for the corner as Cheryl lays out a tape measure so we can establish an accurate 90-degree corner. In doing so, you simply pull a tape measure off the house and another tape measure against the house. You take your third tape measure and line up your tape measure 3 foot off of the stake, then 4 foot off of the tape measure that comes off the house to make sure you have a 5-foot point that marks up to what they call a 3-4-5 corner. That would allow for 90 degrees off the house. Now that we've established a 90-degree corner, we want to put a string line over the stake Scott put in earlier. We're going to pull the string line away from the house to establish the finished edge of our patio. Scott's going to drive a stake in this area right here, and we're going to leave this string line on for the duration of the project.
Well, while Scott's setting the stakes, Bob, can paving stones be installed anywhere instead of asphalt or poured concrete?
Absolutely, Cheryl. Paving stones are used in airport taxiways, downtown city streets, as well as your own driveway.
Hey, Bob, I think we're ready to lay out the rest of this patio.
Okay, Scott and Cheryl, now that we've laid out the patio area, what we want to do is make sure that we have positive drainage away from the foundation. A good rule of thumb when installing the paving stones, proper pitch away from the house is 1 inch of pitch for every 8 foot of run. That'll allow the water to run off the system. With Cambridge's paving stones, if they're installed properly, they will not absorb water through the system. So with the pitch, we can set the string line on the staked area, and once again, we go back to every 8 foot, you want 1 inch of drop. So across 20 feet, which we have here on this patio, we need to be down 2.5 inches. This top line is level, and we've established that level with this little line level that you can buy at any local supply yard. Now that we've established the proper pitch of our patio project away from the foundation of the house, we're going to want to repeat the same process on the other side of the patio area. Once we've completed that step, Scott, we're going to be able to take this bottom line and recognize that as the finished height of our patio area.
Now that we've completed our string lines, it's time to mark the perimeter of our patio project with spray paint, like this, along the string line. This gets us ready for our next step, excavation. But that was great, guys. You know, that's all for step 1, and that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, no, it only took about an hour. And Bob, let me ask you a question. We just set the pitch and the slope for our patio. So when it rains, that water is going to come down and flow right off our Cambridge paving stones?
That's right, Scott. Cambridge's paving stones, when pitched properly, the product itself will absorb less than 5% water through the joints as well as the top surface.
Wow.
You can throw de-icing agents on top of the Cambridge pavers and not have spalling and cracking, which you would have in normal poured-in-place concrete. As well, that chamfered edge is designed for easy snow removal with a snow plow or a snow shovel, and you won't catch the edges like you would with normal clay bricks.
That's amazing. Now, our next step is excavation, but do you need to excavate in all cases?
Not all projects need excavating, Cheryl. You're able to do an overlay application. For example, your existing driveway. You may have an adequate asphalt basin for your driveway, and you can eliminate the next step that we're going to go through now, the excavation process. You can visit our website at cambridgepavers.com to go ahead and get further information on the overlay application. It's a tremendous cost savings on the cost of the project also.
Yeah.
Patios and driveways of interlocking paving stones are better than asphalt or concrete, but you must insist on Cambridge paving stones with the ArmorTech surface. In a short time, pavers without ArmorTech look like this, as small stones within are revealed on the surface. With ArmorTech only from Cambridge, pavers look like new forever.
Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech, they'll always look like new.
Step 2, excavation.
Now, Scott, we're ready for the excavation step. Are you ready to get your hands dirty?
I am, sir. I guess we'll use the spade so I can cut a nice, clean, straight edge.
Yes. The nice thing about the spade also, Scott, is that the actual width of the blade on a spade-type shovel will allow you to go ahead and dig beyond the perimeter of your patio area by 6 to 8 inches. We'll discuss why later we're going to be doing that. Okay, Scott, now that we've dug out the edge with our spade, we're going to want to use this round point shovel so we can dig out the inside area of the patio.
Okay.
We're going to dig down to a depth of 7 1/4 inches minus or below the finished height of the patio area. Remember, this string was placed, this is the proposed finished height of the patio. So we want to measure down from the string line and make sure that we have 7 1/4 inches for our excavated area.
Scott, I brought you a wheelbarrow.
Oh, great.
Thought you could use it. Well, while Scott finishes excavating, Bob, I noticed you brought several different paving stones today. Why don't we go take a look at those?
So here we are. What do you think?
These are great.
At Cambridge, we have over 23 different shapes of paving stones and 12 standard colors. The Cambridge paving stone lines are broken into 4 different collections. Starting off with one of the more popular paving stones, our Cobble 1. Actually, it's in a ruby onyx color, which is the most popular color nationwide. We also have our Tulip Paver. The Tulip Paver is a very unique paver, and actually it's the most popular paver utilized in Paris, France today. And also our new Renaissance line collection. Renaissance paving stones give an old world beauty and give very much the appearance of an old cobblestone roadway. Also in our Renaissance collection, we have our Rustic Rose and our Rio Red Holland-shaped paver, which resembles very much that of clay pavers. Behind those, we have our rectangles and squares in various different designs and shapes. The design capabilities are endless with all the different shapes we have here. We also have a portion of one of our circle kits, as well as some of our Excalibur diamond-shaped pavers and some of our Cobble 3 pavers.
Bob, I love this variety. Now, do these paving stones come in all these different colors?
That's right. All 23 shapes come in all 12 standard colors. As well, we can custom color paving stones to match the facade of your home.
Great.
Now, your patio project, you've selected a King's Court 6x6 and a King's Court 6x9 using the Onyx Natural Round Table 4.5x6 for a border course. Let's go see how Scott's doing. Hey, Scott, how you making out?
Not bad, Bob. I think I did okay. You want to help me check out the elevation?
Sure. Cheryl, if you could grab the string line over there in that center stake and pull it right across to this stake here. Okay, Scott, now we've made sure we have 7 1/4 inches dug out. The line level's on. We're level from one side to the other side of the patio. We're ready to go on to the next step.
Great. After excavating your patio area, compact the soil before placing your quarry process base material. Simply compact the dirt with one pass of the plate compactor, which can be rented at your Cambridge distributor. Step 3, the base.
Great job compacting the sub-base, Cheryl. Let's take a look at the type of stone we need now to put for our base. The type of stone you would use would have 3/4 inch and fines in it, because this will allow for good tight compaction. Typically, you'll use about 2.5 tons of stone per 100 square foot. Your Cambridge distributor can help you determine how many tons you need for your project. Okay, Cheryl, let's rake this out. We want to get 4 inches of this base material in the entire patio area. We have the rest of the base in now, so you want to check our base height. By doing that, what we do is we take a stake with a nice straight edge, and we run it up against the tape measure to see if we have 4 inches of base. That's good. The next thing we want to take a look at is our height of our string line in comparison to our base. We want to make sure that we don't have any high spots or low spots in this quarry process. The base is going to be a mirror reflection of the finished patio surface. So let's make sure we have 3 1/4 inches between our quarry process base and the string line that's going to designate our top surface of our patio. That looks good.
Well, now that our base has been completed and our measurements are in place, the next thing we need to do is wet down the area so you can get a nice tight compaction. Cheryl's going to do that right now. We're going to hose it down, wet it down, but you don't want to wet it down too much. Now, the first thing we need to do to make sure Cheryl hasn't oversaturated the area is pick up a nice handful of the quarry process, make sure it clumps together like so. Bob, how's it look?
Looks good. Let's grab a plate compactor.
Our patio project requires 4 inches of quarry process base material. We've shoveled it into our excavated area, raking it evenly throughout using our pitch string line as a guide. When operating the compactor over the base material, we must assure grade consistency. Your finished Cambridge paving stone patio surface will be a mirror reflection of this base.
Patios and driveways of interlocking paving stones are better than asphalt or concrete, but you must insist on Cambridge paving stones with the ArmorTech surface. In a short time, pavers without ArmorTech look like this, as small stones within are revealed on the surface. With ArmorTech only from Cambridge, pavers look like new forever.
Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech, they'll always look like new.
Step 4, edging. Well, now that our quarry process has been compacted, step 4 brings us to our edge restraints. And basically what this does is putting in the edge restraints will prevent our pavers from spreading. And Bob, correct me if I'm wrong, but preventing the pavers from spreading ensures a nice tight fit as well.
You're right, Scott. Using edge restraints is critical when you want to hold the paving system together. Paving restraints are utilized in any area that there's not a foundation wall or an existing concrete curb or a granite curb. So there's 3 sides of this patio here that we're going to have to use the edge restraint. On this patio project, we're going to be using a high-impact PVC edge restraint designed specifically with a bottom lip here to confine our sand setting bed that we're putting in the next step with inside the patio area.
How long is this edge restraint?
So they come in lengths of 7.5 foot. They're made in a rigid piece and they're made in a flexible piece for going around curves and serpentine areas.
Now I noticed the pre-drilled holes.
Yes, those holes are drilled out so you can put a 10-inch landscape spike in.
Like this?
Like this piece right here. What we want to do is line up this edge restraint directly underneath the finished edge of the patio. And that spike's going to go directly in that hole.
Hey guys, I guess now would be a good time to put on our safety glasses.
Oh, yeah.
You're right, Scott. We want to take this 10-inch landscape spike and set it with a sledgehammer.
And I'll tell you what, why don't we give it to Cheryl? Let her give it a nice
Okay.
whack.
There we go.
Bring your landscape, mulch, or grass right up to the paving stones. The edging will be undetectable.
If you remember earlier, we dug the base 6 inches beyond what the finished edge of the patio is going to be. Now you can see why we needed to have that area to accommodate the edge restraint.
Step 5, placing or screeding your sand.
Now we're ready for step 5. We're going to bring in the sand, and this is what's really going to hold our interlocking pavers in place.
That's right. This coarse sand here will be used to actually lock the pavers together. The very coarse grains of washed sand will actually migrate into the system, which we'll show you later.
And remember those PVC pipes? Well, we're using 2 10-foot pieces.
Yeah, and those are going to help us screed a uniform 1.5 inches of sand on top of our quarry process base. We're going to take a 2x4 and straddle it from one pipe to the other pipe.
Guys, you'll notice I have my safety glasses on because when I dump the sand, it may get a little dusty. So you always want to wear those safety glasses.
Okay, now we want to pull the 2x4 screed across the top of the pipes.
And screeding really is just a technical term for leveling off the sand, for those of you who may or may not know. Okay. The PVC pipe will ensure a uniform depth of 1 to 1.5 inches of sand. It's an important step to ensure the Cambridge Paving Stones patio will remain maintenance-free.
Now that we removed our PVC pipe, we're ready to fill in the holes. And this is a crucial point where you don't want to let the dogs and cats or kids run across this because we're ready for our pavers.
Step 6, laying the pavers.
Okay, we're back at our sample area, and we want to take a look at which pattern we want to use in the patio area. We have a couple different patterns here to select from. First, we have the running bond pattern, and then we have our herringbone pattern.
Bob, I really like that design.
That's a great choice. I like that pattern also. Let's get started.
Okay.
Now, Cheryl's cutting the band with her snips, and there is a proper way to remove the paving stones. What you don't want to do is take them away one at a time across the top, but you do want to do it straight down vertically one at a time, because what that does is it'll ensure the proper color dispersion for the paving stones.
Before we get started laying our pavers, we want to snap a chalk line 2 feet off the edge restraint that we put in earlier. Snapping that line will allow us to keep a nice straight line in our running bond pattern. So first we're going to want to put in our border course. Placing in the border course in a small section. Then we'll start laying in our running bond pattern. You're going to want to have stacks of pavers close to your laying face. So when you're laying the pavers, 1 6x6, 1 6x9, 2 6x6s, and 2 6x9s to establish a random running bond pattern. Now we've laid up to the yellow chalk line, and it gives us the ability to go ahead and check the straight running bond throughout the whole project. You guys make a great team.
Yeah, and you know, it's real easy with the click and drop method. All you do is click, then drop.
They fit so well together.
Nice straight lines. Looks great. Before we go to our next step, we're going to want to mark our paving stones for our free-form patio. You can simply take a straight edge, like the trowel, and hold it up on top of the paving stone to a line on both sides of the border course. Simply take your chalk or your soapstone and pull the line across, and we'll be able to go over to our masonry cutting saw to cut this paving stone.
Patios and driveways of interlocking paving stones are better than asphalt or concrete, but you must insist on Cambridge paving stones with the ArmorTech surface. In a short time, pavers without ArmorTech look like this, as small stones within are revealed on the surface. With ArmorTech only from Cambridge, pavers look like new forever.
Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech, they'll always look like new.
Step 7, cutting. Time now for step number 7, cutting of the paving stones. Now we'll need to cut the paving stones for our free-form patio in order to fill in our border course. Now the way we do this is by marking the paving stones with chalk or soapstone, as we've already done here. Bobby, let's spark this baby up. This power-driven masonry saw can be rented from your Cambridge distributor, and as you can see, you must wear your safety glasses, and I do recommend a dust mask as well. Well, here it is. Last paving stone all cut, ready to go.
And Scott, all your cuts fit so perfectly.
Well, you know, when you use that masonry saw, it enables you to get a real accurate cut, and it's so simple to use. Step 8, compacting the pavers.
Now we're on step 8, compacting. The reason we do this is so that the sand can migrate to the top, initiating our interlocking process. As we said before, the initial compaction of the paving stones causes the interlock of the pavers. This is where the term interlocking comes from. You want to be sure that the compacting starts from the outside edge, working in a circular motion towards the center of the patio. Be sure not to put any sand on top of the paving stones in the first pass of the compacting. Now our second pass with the compactor requires sand on top of the paving stones.
Yeah, and all you have to do is spread the sand over the entire patio surface.
You want to be sure to get a uniform layer of sand over the entire patio surface. The second pass with the compactor will drive the sand down into the joints to further increase the interlocking process. Make sure the joints are full of sand to the bottom of the chamfer.
Step 9, final sweeping and compaction. Now, once the final compacting is complete, what you want to do is spread the sand over the entire surface area of the patio until all the joints are filled. And I'll tell you what, Cheryl, when this is complete with a little landscaping, it's going to be a beautiful social setting.
I can't wait.
Patios and driveways of interlocking paving stones are better than asphalt or concrete, but you must insist on Cambridge paving stones with the ArmorTech surface. In a short time, pavers without ArmorTech look like this, as small stones within are revealed on the surface. With ArmorTech only from Cambridge, pavers look like new forever.
Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech, they'll always look like new.
Well, I have to tell you, when the people at Cambridge Paving Stones came to us and told us about the interlocking paving system, I wasn't really sure what we'd be in for, but after going through the step-by-step process and seeing the results, I really have to admit that the Cambridge Interlocking Paving Stones with the ArmorTech surface sure is a project that yields tremendous results.
You're right, Scott. I am so impressed. Bob, your company really has this down to a science, and I can't believe how easy it was to install this project.
Regardless of space in your backyard, you can put a patio in any size project anywhere. And thanks.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today, and we're real glad that you at home could be a part of this special do-it-yourself project. And for Cheryl Mathis and Bob Bridges, I'm Scott Stanford, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next installment of The Home Designer. Until then, bye-bye, everybody. Little coach.